All right, I'm just making sure everything's all set up. I will turn off the game audio so you don't have to listen to that. And there should be no echo. There should just be the one input. If there is an echo, someone tell me right away. I'm still pretty bothered about what happened last week, but well, I can't say it was unavoidable, but it was unfortunate. So okay, good. Teresa says no echo. So I'll warn everybody right now. It's pretty hot down here, which obviously that does not directly affect you, but we're having some work done on the house, and part of that meant that we can't have our air conditioner on today. And so it got a little warm in the house. It's not too hot, and of course I'm down in the basement, which helps. But basically, what I'm saying, I set up a fan. I've got a fan blowing this way. I don't hear it. If you guys hear it, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but I am kind of sorry. But I'm not going to turn it off because I don't want to be hot. Nobody wants to watch me sweat. So I'll check the chat in just a minute. The first thing I wanted to say is, I know earlier in the week on Twitter, I said that I was going to stream the PlayStation 2 tonight, and I do have my PlayStation 2 sitting down here, but I just, I didn't want to try to explain it in 280 characters, so it's just easier to explain it now. I have everything set up down here right now for recording Dreamcast footage. So I have my Dreamcast set up, and then I have a SCART cable going up to the OSSC, and then that's going into the capture thing, blah, blah, blah. You can't really play PlayStation 2. Well, you can, but PlayStation 2 through an OSSC is not going to look great because the FrameMeister has a better de-interlacer. So that means I was going to have to take all this stuff down and bring the FrameMeister down here, which normally I would be happy to do. I'm not doing it now just because I'm in the middle of trying to, get this Dreamcast launch episode done. And so I don't want to mess with the setup. So to be quite honest, originally I was going to just cancel the stream tonight. I was thinking this morning, I need to work on the show. I don't want to do a stream, et cetera, et cetera. And then it just sort of came to me like, well, why don't I just stream Dreamcast games? Because one of the things I really have to do is I need to play some of these games. I need to take notes. I actually have some paper down here to take notes. So obviously I'll still be talking to you guys and everything, but I'm just saying I haven't spent a lot of time with some of these games. And I'm not going to be recording the gameplay footage tonight, but I'll be playing some of the games and taking notes. And I would certainly, give me your input on some of these games. Because, of course, I talk about these games on these launch episodes and whatnot. And, it's really mostly just my opinion. I don't really like to color my opinion too much by reading reviews online. But at the same time, sometimes those reviews will point out things that I didn't see, good or bad, that are noteworthy. So, Derek, we're playing Dreamcast, not Saturn. So there will be no Panzer Dragoon. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. Now, some of these games I put it in the description, but some of these games you have to, Anubis, you're not late. We just started. Some of these games you have to trick into running in VGA mode. Some of these games might not run in VGA mode at all. So if that's the case, then we'll just skip them. I don't really have, I'm sure I could pull one up online, but my screen is already full. So we'll just try to get games working, and if they don't, they'll move on to the next one. The first game I have loaded up here is a game that you have to kind of trick into getting to run in VGA mode, but I already have it running so that we don't have to sit through that. But so one thing I wanted to say, just because this was helpful information for me, I didn't know this. So the SCART cable that I'm using, it's from Retro Gaming Cables, and it's a 480p SCART cable, which means it makes the Dreamcast think it's VGA, so it'll output 480p. You can also get one from Retro Access, I think it's called. I'm not plugging what they're doing, because this is something you can also do with a lot of VGA boxes, is that they will have switches on them to go between 480p and 480i, or sometimes it'll call it like TV mode. And so what you can do is you turn on the Dreamcast, and once you hear the little tone from your VMU, which I think it might only give you that tone if your VMU's batteries are dead, but let's be honest, I think everybody's VMU batteries are always dead. Then you reach back there and you flip the switch from interlaced mode to progressive mode, and it'll work, even though the game is supposedly not VGA compatible, which is I don't know why they did that then, but whatever, it works. So I'm gonna check the chat real quick, and then we're just gonna go ahead and play the first game. The first game's not that exciting. We're not gonna play it for that long. I already played a bunch of it last night. It's just already running, so we might as well check it out just a little bit. So I'm scrolling all the way back up to the top. Zed wants to know what food games were on the DC. I don't know what food games were on the DC. I assume he meant good games. Yeah, we're only going to look at launch games. I have like a pile here, which let me go through the chat, and then I'll show you the pile of games that we have, which I think I have every launch game, I think. Well, I'm missing one, but I think one or two of them might not work, but they're nothing that's that big of a deal. So, Bitbarn just got a clone GD-EMU. That's pretty cool. Well, yeah, that's fine. I thought about getting something like that, but I did not. Josh said, I wish Sega didn't change the color of the cases from white to black. I kind of agree. I wish they had just picked the color of the case and stuck with it. The black one looks cool too, but yeah. Adam says, is there even the slightest chance Sega will release a home console again? Nah, I definitely don't think so. I got $2 from Brian. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's hot everywhere, I guess. Shirts and skins night. Yeah, I mean, we can do that as long as I'm the shirts. You definitely could not. You definitely could not pay me enough to take my shirt off on camera. Nobody needs to see that. Josh says, could you use any footage of you playing games for your Dreamcast launch video? See, normally I could. I know that's like something that Joe from GameSack was doing. I think that, I mean, he didn't tell me this, but you can kind of tell, or he might have said this at some point, but the Playing with Sacks series that he and Dave were doing, and I think maybe now he's doing it by himself, I'm not really sure, is basically he's recording gameplay footage, and then just sort of also recording it as a Let's Play. It's definitely, I could set this up in such a way that I could be recording the gameplay footage, but I think I might need like 2 computers or something, and I just don't really want to do that. So, and with a lot of these games, we're not really at the stage where I'm ready to like record myself playing the game. It's just more about getting familiar with the game and checking it out. So, oh, we got someone here from Mexico City. That's awesome. My wife is from Mexico City. Anyone planning on playing games with? Oh yeah, that's something I should bring up. JL Draw mentions Parsippany. So just real quick, I guess because now I'm allowed to say this. So I'm going to 3 conventions this fall, which is 3 more conventions than I've ever gone to. The first one is, I believe, the first weekend in September, and that's another video game convention, or AVGC, which is in Parsippany, New Jersey. And then what I believe is the last weekend in September, I'm going to be at Retro World Expo in Hartford, Connecticut. That was the one that I wasn't allowed to talk about yet. And then we've already talked about, I think the second weekend in December, I'm going to be at the SAC Gamers Expo just here in SAC. So if you live anywhere near Parsippany, New Jersey, or Hartford, Connecticut, come say hi. I'll have, stickers and T-shirts to sell, but, you can also just come say hi and hang out or something. And I'm sure I'll be doing some kind of panel thing at both of those. So, hey, Smoke Monster's here. I thought Smoke Monster was streaming tonight. Maybe I must have misunderstood something. And we got $5 from Derek. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I am a scientist. I don't know what that was. Oh, I see. Forum tattoo dude. Yeah, I'm a scientist. So JL Draw had me covered on that one. So thanks. And we got $5 from Pete. Thanks, man. And Pete says the Dreamcast was so awesome back then. Plus, being able to hook up dial-up internet and use an actual built-in web browser felt so amazing. Yeah, for sure. It was really. It makes me sad doing all the research I've done for the launch of the Dreamcast because it's a much better system than its fate would suggest. So, oh yeah, Aaron's here from Friday Night Arcade. Yeah, basically, I mean, if I had a beefing up computer, maybe there's some way that, actually, there's definitely some way that I could be recording with one piece of software and streaming with another piece. But then I'd worry about things like dropped frames and whatnot. So, yeah, Jeffrey Hanula says, is there any way he come to Name Your Game Expo in Tulsa in October? I don't think not this year, but we'll see. Maybe since I'm doing these cons or whatever you call them this year, maybe that means I'm going to get invited to more later. I don't really know. I went 6 years without ever getting invited to anything, and now all of a sudden people want me at their convention, so I don't really understand. So okay, so now we can get started. So I'm going to switch the view over, and so the first game we're playing, and like I said, we'll only play it for a little bit. And it was just already in the Dreamcast, is TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat, which I don't think is that bad of a game. It gets a lot of bad reviews, and it's not great, and it's not a game that would have been worth dropping $50 on. Okay, I think that game audio is pretty good. Somebody can tell me if it's not. It wouldn't have been worth dropping $50 on, but it's fun to play now because I think this game is like $5 now or something. So, yeah. JL Draw says, will this qualify as a weekend rental? Definitely. Yeah. I was kind of trying to avoid saying that because people don't like it when I say weekend rental over and over and over again. And yeah, I saw somebody say that Friday Night Arcade has an awesome channel. Yeah, he does, for sure. So, if anybody hasn't checked it out, you should. Yeah, TNN became Spike TV. That's right. I just looked at that because I'm just going to mention that a little bit in the launch episode. TNN was the Nashville network, and then they changed the name to the National Network, and then it became Spike TV. I don't know if you guys remember. I seem to remember that they were showing Dukes of Hazzard reruns on TNN back when it was still the Nashville network. So I appreciated that because I used to love the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid. So as you can see, it's kind of a buggy racing game. The problem with this game is that the control is not really super great, and it's really easy to spin out your buggy. And so, I mean, we'll do one or maybe two races, and then we're going to move on to another game. But I figure this is one of those games that a Dreamcast game that's kind of gotten lost, or forgotten by the sands of time, just because why? This is the kind of game you would see, I just will not spin out, but you can lose the rear end real easy. You would go into a gaming store now, and this is the kind of game that you would see on the shelf that's been sitting there for a year. And because nobody wants to buy it. But I'm not sure I ever remember seeing it for sale back in the day. Yeah, someone says Spike TV used to have Star Trek The Next Generation. That's for sure. I used to watch that on there, too. And then I thought I saw up above somebody said something about would I come to DC if there was a retro gaming convention. I mean, definitely. I love Washington, D.C. I've only been there once, but I mean, I really, really had a good time there. So any excuse to go there would be awesome. And then I could get my wife to come with me as well. See, like, you can't really drift in this game because, like, you can't... Once the back end starts coming out, it's really hard to bring it back. So it's too bad, because I think this is a fun game, and if they had gotten the controls... I mean, it's got nice graphics. And, like, I don't know why. This is one of those games where when you load it up, if you have a VGA cable plugged in, the game just tells you, or your console just tells you before the game even loads, it says, you know, this game is not compatible with the AV cable you're using. But if you just do that trick I said with the Switch, then it works just fine. So I don't know, you know, I don't know. Yeah, someone's saying Weekend Rental would be a good name for a YouTube channel. I think that was actually one of the names that was in contention for this channel, but obviously we didn't end up calling it that. But so I'm just trying to scroll through the chat here real fast. Derek says, this reminds me of Wild Wild Racing on PS2. It kind of reminded me of MotorStorm on the PS3 just a little bit, but not... kind of not really. MotorStorm is a really cool game. Oh, Math Guy might come say hi because he's in Staten Island. Yeah, you should come. Like, we'll come to either one of them. You know, I don't know, whichever one's closer, I suppose. And somebody go to Bithead's house and grab him, because I want to make sure he comes to one of those. So, play the next race. So, somebody was asking about using component cables for doing a stream with the PS2. I don't know if you meant composite or if you meant component. The problem is that the vast majority of PS2 games display in 480i, and so you really want some kind of de-interlacer if you're going to be like streaming it or recording it. So, I mean, I have a SCART cable down here for the PlayStation, and honestly, it looks okay. Like, if I load up the PS2 and just run it straight to the OSSC without de-interlacing it, I'm sure it would be good enough for streaming, but, you know, I don't think... Oh, I see it spun out there. How do you... See, and then I don't know how to throw the car into reverse, because if you hold down hold down the brake, rather, on a lot of these games, brake is kind of like also reversed. It doesn't work here. But, yeah, anyway, it's like if I'm going to do a PS2 stream, I want the video to look good. And if I just use the FrameMeister instead so that it can de-interlace to 480i, then that would be better. Now, at least a couple of the games I think that I was going to play were 480p games anyway, like Outrun 2006. But I'd rather not mess with that, and I would rather just, you know, use something that's just de-interlacing the video. So, I mean, we'll do it another time. Maybe that'll just be the next live stream, you know, because I finally got this PS2 all set up. Which, you know, I just give a quick shout out to Ryan Reinbold, who's in the chat there, because he really helped me get that going. My PS2 has a chip in it, but, you know, it had a hard drive in it, and then it has also the USB thumb drive, and I found the whole thing a little bit confusing, and he kind of helped me get it all straightened out. So, like we talked about, I think on the last live stream, I did go ahead and buy the SATA hard drive. SATA or SATA, however you want to say it, hard drive adapter for the PS2 so I could put a SATA hard drive in there. And I got it loaded up with just a handful of games that I like. I always feel like, you know, it's like if you get an EverDrive or something, you know, most people are just going to put every single game on there, including me. I mean, that's what I did. But kind of the same thing, like maybe you get a modded Xbox or you get, you know, like a modded PS2 like I did, and you might be tempted to just, like, spend all your time just putting, like, a buttload of games on there that, you know, most of which you're never going to get around to playing. And so I didn't want to do that. And so I made, like, a really short list of, like, less than 20, I would say, games to stick on the PS2, and they're all games that I kind of want to have on there for one reason or another. A lot of them are the arcade compilations, because that's something, then I can use those to record footage for the show. But then I also put a few games on there that are just favorites of mine, like the Pinball Hall of Fame collections are on there. And SSX is on there because that was the first PS2 game that I ever got. I bought that game on launch day with my PS2. And I forgot what else is on there, but like I said, not really a whole lot. Outrun, like I said, Outrun 2006 is on there, which is an awesome game. So we're on the final lap here, and once we're done, we're going to switch over to something else. Not that this game isn't kind of cool, but I don't think most people probably didn't tune into this live stream to watch TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat. So, but again, once we switch games, I don't know which of these games are VGA compatible and which of them aren't. So we're just going to try things. I think the next game I'm going to pop in is Ready to Rumble Boxing. Though, I mean, that's one of the more beloved games in the Dreamcast, so hopefully people will find that entertaining. What are we in? We're in 7th of 8. That's really not good. It just, I don't know, the steering in this game is not very responsive. And, well, I thought I was done. I'm not done. Oh, here it is. Now I'm done, maybe? Or is that checkpoint? Nope, that's done. All right. Well, we moved into 6. That's not as bad, I guess. So, yeah. Okay. So, let me check back in the chat. And then I'm going to show you what games we have here. Because these are all the games that are available, and that's it. So, oh, you guys are talking about ED down in the chat. Well, hey, you know, whatever. You know, we're all adults here, so. Yeah. Cialis could be CGQ's new sponsor. I mean, I'm sure there's enough. I mean, I think that, you know, most of the audience of the show is right in their wheelhouse. I mean, that's how I probably got Dollar Shave Club, too. So, I don't think I would do that. I actually did have somebody approach me again about doing sponsorship, but as I kind of talked about, I just don't want to do that anymore. So, like, I know we haven't hit the threshold yet on Patreon where I said I wouldn't take sponsorship money, but really I'm not going to take any more. At least in the foreseeable future. Maybe at some point I will. I'm not making any promises. Okay, so that was TNN Motorsports Hardcore Heat, which we are now done with. So we've got some games in the case. We've got some games that are loose, and we have a few games that are burned. So clutch the pearls. We've got Soul Calibur, which is for sure VGA compatible. This is one I'm less inclined to play just because I have played it plenty and don't need to play it more. But if you guys want to see it, we can. And somebody was asking if Sonic Adventure was a launch game, and yes, it is. We got, here's one we should definitely play, Hydro Thunder, also VGA compatible for sure. Arrow Wings, which I can't remember if this one is or not. Arrow Wings is an interesting game. Like, I didn't know anything about it, and if you look at the cover art, I just feel like, wouldn't you assume that that's like Ace Combat or something? But it's actually a lot more like Pilot Wings, which, I mean, still makes it cool, but, yeah. Next we have NFL 2K. Trick Style, which you don't really ever hear people talk about this game, but this one's kind of cool too. So we can check that one out. NFL Blitz 2000. Sega Sports Flag to Flag Kart Racing, which I don't have a driving wheel for the Dreamcast, so I don't know how much fun a game like that would even really be. I thought about trying to get one for the launch video, but I just don't really want that. So, and then here's, I think this is this the only burned game that I have? It might be. Wouldn't that be nice? I need to show you a burned disc. It's Monaco Grand Prix, but it's a pretty fun game. But we don't have to play it. Well, here's one we can't play. Well, we could, but we're not gonna. I have House of the Dead 2, but without the gun, it's just not going to be really fun. This game's kind of interesting. Maybe you guys haven't heard of this one. Expendable. In Europe, it was called Millennium Soldier Expendable, I think. It's kind of neat. It's like a run and gun, a 3D third-person run and gun game, kind of like Loaded, or something like that. Mortal Kombat Gold, which I'm not super excited to play, but you guys know how I feel about Mortal Kombat. But yeah, and then I've got Air Force Delta, which is like Ace Combat. So Sega had you covered both ways. Somebody I saw in the chat was asking about Tokyo Extreme Racer, and yes, that was a launch game. I've got Power Stone. A lot of launch games. Ready to Rumble Boxing. And then I have the original demo disc that came with the Dreamcast. And that's this Sega Dreamcast Generator Volume 1. And I know that this is not VGA compatible, but we could always try. Just if you guys want to see a demo disc, we could try loading it up and doing the trick and see if it works, but whatever. And so, yeah, that's what we've got going on. And the chat is flying by, so I think I'm not going to be able to check everything. But, okay, Josh wants to see Hydro Thunder. We should definitely play that. So, but I kind of already said that I would do Ready to Rumble next, so I don't want to be a liar. Morpheus, I don't have NBA 2K, but that's not a launch title anyway, so that one's off the table. Yeah, oh, Rory's here. What's up, man? Oh, somebody's excited about Monaco Grand Prix. Forum Tattoo, if it grows, the channel helps you. Yeah, no, I'm not saying people mind if I do sponsors. I don't like doing sponsors so much because then you have to upload videos when the sponsor wants the sponsored video uploaded. So, like, whether I was really in a place where I wanted to do a magazine read-through or not, I had to do it because I had signed a contract, and I'd just kind of rather not do that again. I have to open my soda here. Yeah. All right. So, sorry. The only cold drinks I have in the house are bubbly, so I'll try not to burp into the microphone. So, when's the launch episode coming out? I really don't know. It'll be out before the anniversary of the launch, which I know is not a very good answer, but I'm committed to doing that. I want the launch episode to come out as soon as possible, but it's just a lot of work. Where did Ready to Rumble go? Did I show you guys Ready to Rumble? Did I have it loose? Oh, yeah, here it is. Got it. All right. All right, so we'll see if this one wants to just boot right away or if we have to do some chicanery. That is a startup sound that brings back some memories. Oh, thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it. Well, I said I'll try not to burp into the... I'm not going to do it on purpose. Oh, Pete just became a member of the channel. So, thanks, man. When you become a member of the channel, by the way, you get the same benefits that somebody gets for being a patron, which is just early access to all uploaded videos. So that's awesome. So thank you very much, Pete. You get French benefits. I'm not really 100% sure what that means. All right, so lately every time we do a live stream, for one reason or another, I get a copyright claim on my videos. So this is the hey girls. So this is the game where I'm worried about getting a copyright claim from whatever company deals with Michael Buffer's trademark or copyright or patent or whatever it is on his catchphrase there. So we'll see what happens. I don't really care. So I find it annoying, but not enough that I actually care. So okay. So this is not a game that I ever had for the Dreamcast. So I don't know a whole lot about it. I've played it before, but I just haven't played it that much. So I don't know if we should do arcade mode. I feel like we should do championship mode. I don't know why, but that just sounds cooler. Hey, Chris was the Radio Shack manager from Utah. No, I don't. I'm not positive, but I don't think so. I seem to remember him being from like the South somewhere, even though like he didn't have any kind of like Southern accent. But I could swear they moved here to California from the South. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Oh, hey Tommy, what's up, dude? Yeah, I peeped it out on Twitter, but I don't remember if you did do Twitter or not. So I'm glad you could be here. So do we want to be Boris Nakamov, Butcher Brown, Afro Thunder? Like for some reason, I feel like Afro Thunder was always featured in all the ads. So somehow to me, he's like the quintessential ready to rumble boxer. So we're gonna be him. Hey Rick Machio, what's up, dude? Train boxer. What does that mean? Well, let's try it. Oh, we can train to improve stats. Well, that's what I'm talking about. I want to see all the ins and outs of the game so that I can talk about it in the launch video. So, oh, I see. You can purchase it or you can do manual. What the heck does that mean? Or do you have to just do this? All right. This does not seem exciting. So, fight to move in the rankings. Fight to increase your cat. Let's do that.
Prize fight.
Prize fight. See, I could do Michael Buffer's job. I don't have to look for it. Thanks, Ryan, man. I appreciate that, dude. The place for classic gaming. Yeah, it's one of the places for classic gaming live streams. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. All right, who we're playing here, or who are we fighting? It doesn't say what his name is. Set wager. Ooh. Okay, we only have $500, so do we want to bet at all that we're gonna beat this guy? Yes. You can't believe 99.99 is nearly 20 years ago. That's how I felt while I was setting up this PS2. Because I got mine on launch day, and I'm like, I can't believe this console's like 20 years old, because to me it doesn't Furious Phasmotar. It just doesn't feel like it was that long ago. I was trying to tell people at work about that the other day. You know, because I work around a lot of people who are younger than I am, and I was trying to explain to them that as you get older, time goes by faster. And, you know, for me being 42, 19 years ago doesn't feel like it was that long ago. I'm trying to figure out what all the buttons do here. So, okay, that's body blow right and left. And that is oh man, both of our rumbles are full. Did THQ develop this? No, I think Midway did. But specifically for the home. Like this was never an arcade game as far as I know. Oh boy, he went down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, look at that.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, look at that carpet.
4.
See, it's little details like that. That's like standard casino carpeting. How do you... Can someone look it up for me? How do you... because I don't have the manual. When you fill up your rumble meter, how do you, like, activate it? Oh, and we just made $500, so that's awesome. Death Metal Jim, thanks, man. Appreciate it. This was the first system with a cooling fan. Is that true? I think it is true. I can't think of anything anyway. Okay, so now we have... Wait, we have 3,000? How do we go from 500 to 3,000? I mean, not that I'm complaining. So now can we train him some more? Rumble aerobics training? Sway bag training? We're still lazy. Well, that cost us $1,000. Well, I don't want to spend any more than that. So, should we do it? Let's do another prize fight.
Prize fight.
Oh boy. Esteban Cruz says, so is the Dreamcast considered retro already? Didn't we talk about this? I'm gonna bet 1,000. I could swear we talked about this last week, but my personal opinion is just that retro is more of a personal perspective. So to me, I have a hard time considering it retro, just more as a function of how old I was when it came out. So, I don't know. It's like one of the most common things that you see talked about, I think, you know, like on Twitter and forums and whatnot, is whether or not something is retro, and then people want to come up with rules about when you call something retro. And I never really understood the point of that. I mean, it's fun. I guess it's a fun conversation to have or anything. I'm not trying to say it isn't, but you know, like some people will, you know, maybe you've got, oh boy, now we're in trouble. You know, people like me who have a channel, you know, or someone who has like a podcast are like, well, can we talk about this? Is it retro or not? And it's like, I don't know. If it feels retro to you, it's retro. I mean, I guess to me, things that are retro are things that came out when I was a kid, you know. Like I can't see like even the original PlayStation to me. I'm not sure if that's maybe retro. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like starting with like the PS2 and whatnot, I just feel like games today don't really feel that much different than they did back then. It's just that the graphics have gotten better. So.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Did anybody look up how I get the how I get the rumble thing going? See, like what he's doing there. Oh boy, I'm going down again. No, stay up. Oh, I think he's gonna stay up. No, he's not gonna stay up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, good. Thank goodness. Okay, press both triggers at the same time. Thank you. All right, I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, cool. Ryan just posted the link to the Discord. Thanks, man. All right, so let's do a title fight. Well, how much money we got? Oh, we got $5,000. Let's train up a little bit, and then we're gonna try a title fight. And then if you guys want, we can what's that? Speed bag? Oh, I see. We can switch to another game if anybody wants to. And if you just got here and you didn't see what I showed, I mean, you can just look up a list of all the Dreamcast launch titles. I think the only one I don't have is Blue Stinger. I bought a copy of Blue Stinger and it won't work. And I don't know if that's because there's something wrong with the disc. There's a couple of Dreamcast discs that I can't get to work on my system, and I don't know if that's because maybe the laser is getting weak in my system, or if it's just like, I mean, I don't know if I believe in bit rot or not. Maybe it's bit rot. I don't know. But I mean, I can just burn a copy of Blue Stinger, so it's not something I was going to talk about that much in the episode anyway. So I'm not really too worried about it. All right, so now we're going to do title fight. Oh, we can't. Oh, all right, we got to do one more prize fight. I didn't realize there was an entry fee for the title fight, so I shouldn't have blown that money training. But that's okay. So we just got to do one more prize fight, and assuming we don't lose,
Prize fight.
then we can do the title fight. So. Wait, we're fighting a girl? That's not cool. Sorry, I'm skipping. I feel like every time he says that, I'm like, oh, there's the copyright claim. Oh boy, she's nimble. I don't know, man. I'm holding down both triggers. It's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. Boy, that's like touchy. And then there's like a rumble flurry that you can unleash, but I don't know how you even start that. So.
3, 4, 5. Set up your counter with the block.
Uh-oh. Ooh, down he goes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call the doctor.
See, I'm not blocking at all, and that's part of the problem. What's up, Wally Llama?
6, 7, 8, 9. You're wasting your energy, lad.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Call the doctor.
Nice. Oh, there we go. All right.
Somebody better call the doctor.
All right, so now we have enough money for the title fight. So now let's check that out.
Title fight.
Just installed a GD EMU in my Dreamcast. Were you actually able to get a legit one, or did you buy one of the knockoffs? Because it's the GD EMU that's getting knocked off, right? Not the Saturn ones. It makes me sad that that guy's stuff is getting knocked, like that they're making knockoffs of that stuff. But at the same time, it's like the way that guy does business. I just don't get it, you know. Because and the problem is people say, well, he's not a business, he's just a hobbyist. But the problem is like he's getting upset that people are knocking off his stuff because he won't do what it takes to meet demand. So it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too, man. Like you came up with this like awesome product and then you don't know how to run a business, you know. And like people saying, well, he's not running a business. It's like, yeah, he's selling a product in exchange, you know, for money. Like he's running a business. So that, by the way, was the rumble flurry that you just saw. Again? Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I understand that demand is high, but it's just like there's nothing about what he's selling where he couldn't get it mass produced in, like, you know, through some Chinese PCB manufacturer. Like it would be no problem at all. He just doesn't want to do it, I guess. Like I think he's hand assembling them and testing them himself, but it's like he could at least have them assembled and then he could test them all before he sent them out or something. I just don't know what's wrong. The guy just seems like maybe he's a little bit weird or something, which is fine, but it's just yeah, QE says I'll burn disc the old-fashioned way. That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, you can buy replacement lasers for a Saturn all day long. So like these people saying like, oh well, it's about not putting wear and tear on the laser. Like, who cares? So all right, we lost that. So yeah, he wants to have control over his product. It's fine, but it's like his product is already being cloned by the Chinese, so it's too late. So he might as well, like, at this point, he's got nothing to protect, and all he's doing is costing himself money. So, I mean, whatever, you know. But, you know, I'm not one of these people. I'm not going to get, you know, I don't know, what is it, following him on Twitter or whatever, or doing whatever so that I can be there when he opens up pre-orders. Like, no thank you. You know, when I can just go onto his website and just order something, I'll be happy to do so. So, okay. So that is the end of Ready to Rumble. Hopefully that was fun to check out. And if anybody has anything that they want to see next, tell me what it is. Otherwise, I'm going to pick something. So, who's talking about the HT Retrofit? Oh, are those hard to come by too? I don't have a need for those, so I don't know what the deal is. Oh yeah, sorry, Josh wanted Hydro Thunder. Jerry, Crazy Taxi is not a launch title, so I don't have that one down here. But yeah, I forgot Josh had put in his request for Hydro Thunder, and you never have to convince me to play Hydro Thunder. And yeah, Pete, we can definitely play some Sonic Adventure. Some people might not care for me saying this. I'm not the hugest Sonic Adventure fan, but you know, I used to really not like Super Mario 64, and then I had to play it for the Nintendo 64 launch episode, and like now I think that game's awesome. So sometimes I just have to force myself to play a game, and I'll just fall in love with it. So, and yeah, we can play some Soul Calibur a little bit. I just kind of button mash when I play Soul Calibur. So, what's that all about? I'm gonna give it a minute and see what. Oh, nope. I might have to do the trick on this one. So I could swear this one was compatible. So hold on a second. I have audio though. All right, let me flip the switch back here. I've never seen that come out of a Dreamcast before, so I don't know what that was being caused by. What happens if I just leave it in 480i mode? Now I'm kind of curious what that is. That going to just look super bad or what? I think that looks fine. Right? I mean, it's a little bit softer, but I mean, let's just leave it. You know, there's no point in messing with it.
Hydro Thunder.
Sorry, I just want to catch up on the chat a little bit. Although not very much. So, where'd that question go? Okay, Ernie says, if you had to rate console launches and their launch games, what are your top 3? Well, wait, is that? It looks smaller. I might need to stretch this a little bit. Like that. I hate doing that, but... well, let's see. So, first, there's the ones we can eliminate. PlayStation had a terrible launch lineup. PlayStation 2 had a pretty bad launch lineup. So those are kind of out of the running. Sega Saturn wasn't bad, but wasn't great. Super Nintendo went for quality over quantity. I mean, Super Nintendo launch lineup, you only had 3 games, but all 3 of them are really good games. So,
Choose your boat.
which one do I like? That one's pretty cool.
Damn the torpedo.
Nintendo 64 only had 2. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of a reason. I mean, Genesis was not too bad. I'm trying to think of a reason not to say the Dreamcast, actually. Because, I mean, I feel like if you walked into, like, you know, Best Buy or Babbage's or something on September 9th of 99, I feel like you would have a hard time. Like, let's say you walked in there and you would decide, okay, I'm going to buy 2 games today. You might have a hard time picking what 2 games you wanted. So, and I mean, I'm not really taking any modern consoles into consideration with your question, just because I couldn't even tell you what the launch games were for like the Xbox 360, for instance. So, I mean, yeah, the Dreamcast had an extraordinarily solid launch lineup. So, because I was even trying to think, like, well, while I'm doing these episodes, it's kind of like I'm kind of mentally putting myself back into that time period, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, what games would I have picked up? And back then I wasn't the world's hugest fighting game fan, but even still, it's really hard to say like, oh, I would have walked out of there and not bought Soul Calibur. And actually, this game is a game that I think I would have taken a long, hard look at. With this game, I'm just not sure how much replay value it really has. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying I have to really think about, like, how long would it take you to get tired of playing Hydro Thunder? And, I mean, if I had been buying the console at launch back then, I was such a big Sonic fan from the Genesis that I'm not sure I would have been able to not pick up Sonic Adventure. Like, on one hand, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't pack it in with the system, but they wanted to keep the price at $199, so they weren't going to do pack-ins. Second place is not bad. Hikaru gave us 621. That, of course, is Phil's rental code, 621. Thank you, Hikaru. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Super Nintendo only had the 3 games, but, honestly, it's like, man, I'd almost want... I'm not going to put my initials in. I feel like I would have wanted to purchase all 3 launch games. And, we talked about this, I think was that last week that I played, or whenever that? No, it wasn't last week. When did I do the Super Nintendo live stream? Was that last week?
Hydro Thunder. Choose your track.
So let's do a different track here. We'll do Lost Island.
Lost Island.
I feel like back then a lot of people dismissed Pilot Wings as being like a tech demo, but I really like that game, and I feel like that's the kind of game where if I had bought it back then, I'd keep coming back to it. So, is that up a little bit too high? Maybe not.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, it's a good weekend rental. Are you talking about this game? Like, this game might have been more of a weekend rental. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it was cool because this was a pretty popular arcade game, and so it would be cool to be able to play it at home. But, and then I don't know. Can you play this game 2-player? Like, does it have a split screen? I don't recall. If so, that would give it more replay value. I'm not sure I've ever played this game in the arcade. It must have been a sit-down, I assume, right? But how did that work? Oh, don't crash into that. Get that. Unless I wasn't using the boost enough last time, so let's use it more this time. Here's some more boost. See, I don't understand. Like you're in a racing boat, and that tour boat is going the exact same speed as you, which to me makes no sense. But that's okay. See, look, he just passed me. It's like he's really just there to get in the way. This whole level reminds me of like a Disneyland ride or something, like Pirates of the Caribbean. No, we're not doing that well. 4th. Sucks. Esteban says, how much was the DC at launch? It was $199. It's a good deal. Thank you, Tommy. It's much appreciated. You were missed at the 6th-year anniversary stream, for sure. Oh my God, Clay doesn't like F-Zero. Get out. Is Hydro Thunder better than Wave Race? I haven't played enough Wave Race to really have an opinion. I don't know. I just feel like, if you had all 3 Super Nintendo launch games, you had 3 games that you could keep coming back to again and again. So, I mean, you could cycle through all 3 of them, I think, for a long time. PlayStation Classic is now $20 at Best Buy. Too bad it sucks. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but I would still like to hack mine. I just don't really have time at the moment, and it's not like I'm actually going to use it. So it would almost just be like I could hack it, and then we could do a live stream with it and check it out. So Mortal Kombat Gold, I hope not. I really don't want to play that very much. Oh, Larry's here. Welcome, welcome. Chevy's unveiling the new Corvette right now. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not really into Corvettes, but they're okay. Oh, if it was a mid-engine Corvette, then yeah, maybe we can talk. Oh, Hikaru hacked your... So how is it when you hack the Classic? Is it, I mean... Is the emulation decent? I mean, I don't know. I guess I just don't really have... Oh, it is mid-engine. Well, that might be interesting. I always feel like Corvettes are really big, but I don't know if that's actually true. They look big. All right, we'll do Arctic Circle.
Arctic Circle.
So there's like a little pause there where it has to load.
Misbehave.
I mean, I'm not sorry I got the PlayStation Classic just because I really bought it to do the live stream with. And it was a pretty fun live stream, I had Corey on the show and everything. So, I mean, I don't really consider it a waste of money just because it was just kind of, I used it for the show, right? So it's just part of the cost of doing business. But that being said, I have not hooked it up again since the live stream. Like, it's just sitting in the box. And, I know that some of you guys like to buy those consoles just to, like, display them or whatever, which is totally cool. I don't really have room to display that kind of stuff. So, like, all of my mini systems are in a stack in their boxes in my closet. And I really don't take them out very often. But, several of them, well, I think at least 3 of them, were like gifts from viewers, so I don't feel like I can get rid of them. At least not without asking that viewer's permission first, and I could do a giveaway or something. But, I mean, they're not taking up that much space, but it's just like, if I even at least had room to set them out somewhere or something, but I just don't. I like this boat. Ooh, don't touch the wall. And then we got this, what is that, a fishing boat? That of course is going to go the same speed as us, so we can just get in our way. Jump. Fishing boat, of course, goes off the jump, because that's what fishing boats do. Almost out of boost. Boost there. I don't know if these, I mean, are these live streams just getting more popular, or is it just because I'm doing Dreamcast launch games? We got like, it says I got 179 people here right now. That might be a record. So, welcome to all of you. I mean, but like this channel hasn't really grown in subscribers, so I guess more people are just getting into the streams. 5th. Suck. All right, so do we think that was enough Hydro Thunder? I'd like to check out, well, I want to check out Trick Style, but I don't know if that's good back-to-back with Hydro Thunder. Yeah, I did pre-order the TurboGrafx 16 Mini. But again, if nothing else, I'll do a stream with it, and hopefully you can hack it. Although I don't really need a hacked TurboGrafx 16. I don't know. I buy them, like I said, I buy them for fun. We'll do a stream, and then we'll just see what happens after that. So I should keep a pile over here of the games that we're not going to play. And then let me just catch up a little bit on the chat here. Yeah, I've always wanted a Volkswagen bus as well. I have an old Beetle, but I would much rather have a bus. Like when I was a kid, Stuart's dad had a bus. My uncle had a bus, and so I have a lot of great memories of VW buses. Nobody in my family had a Beetle when I was a kid. My aunt had a Carmen Ghia, which was awesome. And then, like I said, there was a couple of buses. So I have more of a nostalgic connection to those. I guess Ryan's minis are collecting dust as well. You've never opened your PS Classic? Well, I mean, I don't know. You're not really missing anything there. So, oh, Derek, please don't tell me that. Yeah, I appreciate that you guys like the channel. I need to do another flashback episode. I know. I will try to make one again soon. I have to. That's like, I absolutely have to have the house to myself to do a flashback episode. So, Smoke Monsters. That's what I thought. Smoke Monsters doing a stream tonight. That's why I thought it was weird when he was here. So somebody said Power Stone, which I'm cool with that. We can check out some Power Stone. This is not a game that I really know how to play, but that was the point tonight, is I'm supposed to be putting some time in to some of these games that I'm not as familiar with. So I'm going to try booting the system in 480p mode again. Let me make sure I have it set to the right. Yeah. 480p. So I might have to adjust the video again. So yeah, I'm probably not going to cook a rabbit. See, now it's too big. See, it's just that little bit sharper. Yeah, Jet Set Radio again. Not a launch title. Ernie likes the evolution of the signage in the back. Well, once again, I'll give credit to Rory, a.k.a. Fire Rescue, for this poster right here. Yeah, I feel like when we first started down here, some of the stuff behind me was a little bit on the janky side. But it's getting classier and classier down here. Yeah, can you guys hear the disk drive? I wouldn't be surprised. It is really loud. Okay.
Welcome to Power Stone Ward.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this was a Sega Naomi arcade game. Like obviously developed by Capcom, but I believe it was released on the Naomi platform. Well, thanks, Jerry. I appreciate that. That sucks when you have a good friend that moves out of state. I know all about that, unfortunately. That looks really good.
Are you ready? Action! Oh, no!
I gotta say, well, I don't know. I guess if you don't have a, if you don't have a way to play SCART games on your TV, then what I'm gonna say is doesn't really apply to you. But having this 480p SCART cable with the OSSC is really awesome. I really personally like the OSSC quite a bit. I guess it depends on your TV, whether or not whatever you're playing is going to be compatible. Like this, so the picture right now, like this picture you're looking at is that's not going to be good, right? Wow, I have no idea how to play this game. Okay, that's like strong kick, strong punch, jump. Stop throwing things. So this picture is 1280 by 960, which I don't know. I think a lot of TVs, if you pass them 1280 by 960, I'm not sure that it would accept that. You said you prefer SCART over VGA. I can't tell the difference. Like I have a VGA cable, and but that's basically what this cable does is this cable is basically like a VGA cable and a sync combiner like rolled into one. So with VGA you have horizontal sync and vertical sync, but and then you have to have a separate box. Like I have like a Behar Brothers box that takes VGA and combines the sync, and then outputs it via SCART. And with this cable, you don't have to do that anymore. So, wow, nice. So that's the main reason that I bought it, is not to have that anymore. But I do have a VGA cable, and I can hook that up to my OSSC, and obviously the picture looks the exact same as this, because it's basically acting like a VGA cable. What's nice about this cable is that it has the switch to put it into 480i mode, so that games that aren't VGA compatible can still be played. Although some VGA cables also do have that. Mine does not. Get the damn jewels. Okay, no need to cuss about it.
Fortune, glory, and a legendary treasure, which has the power to make dreams.
All right, yeah.
Welcome to Power Stone War.
All right. We'll try to get jewels this time. Did you buy it from Retro? I bought this from Retro Gaming Cables over in the UK, but you don't need to do that anymore, because there's this company here in the States called Retro Access that makes basically the same. You're okay, Sega Dreams. I was just kidding too. They make basically the same cable, but so if you already have an OSSC, then a cable like this is really good. Although I will say, if you have a FrameMeister, FrameMeister doesn't really do that good of a job with a 480p signal. So I just don't understand what's even going on in this game. Like, have I ever landed a hit on anybody? Oh, there we go. All right. Give me some jewels. There we go. Dude, I wanted that. How do you pick up a weapon? Oh, there we go. Ah, nice. Hey! One. Wasn't the FrameMeister discontinued? That's what I keep hearing, but the FrameMeister is very cool. I have both, because I got the FrameMeister before the OSSC came out. But, you know, I really bought both of those things with recording footage in mind, rather than just like playing old consoles like out on like a living room TV. And at the time, I was using an Elgato to capture gameplay footage for the show, and the Elgato really only wants to see like standard resolutions, like 720p and 1080p. And so dude, stop. And it's really annoying. So the FrameMeister is better for that because the FrameMeister only outputs standard. Oh, nice. Only outputs standard resolution, so it's great. The problem with that is that then you don't get integer scaling. But the OSSC does integer scaling, so as long as you have a capture card that can see kind of weirder resolutions, that's better. But then so like the OSSC does not get along with my Elgato at all. And I would imagine that you could potentially have the same problem with a lot of TVs, maybe not seeing or not being able to properly display resolutions like this one, which, like I said, is 1280 by 960 because it's 640 by 480, just line double. How do you do all these crazy moves? Uh-oh. That's going to be bad. I don't care for that. Ooh, he got me. Yeah, no, yeah, Josh says this is one of those games where you stay up all night with your friends. Like, this, I mean, I can already tell this is an awesome game. I just, you know, as I think you guys can all tell, I'm just not familiar with it or familiar with the controls. So that's not helping. But it also does seem like it would be more fun multiplayer or multiplayer. So I'm not going to play this too much longer because I just feel like how can this possibly be entertaining to watch? Wait, did I get KO'd or he got KO'd? Oh, he did. All right. I thought I was pile driving him. All right, I don't think anybody has anything to say to me. So, like I said, I'm not saying it's not a good game. It obviously is a really cool game, but I'm not going to keep playing it just because I don't think there's no way this is entertaining for anybody to watch. So, that's obviously a game I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about and get better at so that I can, properly review it and record gameplay footage. So, uh-oh, Frank's in the hospital? What's going on? Hope you're okay. Don't be sorry. It was cool. It just, I try to keep in mind what's going to be entertaining for the stream. Expendable would be cool. I'm going to move House of the Dead over here because we're not going to play that. We're not going to play Monaco Grand Prix. I don't think we're going to check out the demo disc. I do want to play Tokyo Extreme Racer. Air Force Delta is available if someone wants to play it. I'm going to skip Mortal Kombat Gold. Skip Flag to Flag. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm working on the launch of the Dreamcast, so that should be out soon. Yeah, Mars Matrix, man, that's a fun game to play with the joystick. I have the Age Tech joystick. Okay, so anybody want to speak up about what you want to see next? Otherwise, I'm just going to pick something. ETA on the launch video. It'll be out in August sometime, for sure. I kind of wanted to check out. Okay. Oh, Mike says trick style. That makes sense because, you know, you're the... I know this isn't rollerblading, but somehow I just feel like trick style would be up your alley. So, yeah, not a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Oh, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't play it. I don't hate it. And Josh, yeah, we're gonna check out Expendable for sure. Okay, so this one we're gonna have to do the little trick. So what we do here, just for anybody else that has this problem, so we're gonna turn on the system with the switch in 480i mode, and then once the beep happens, we can switch it back to 480p mode, and this should work. Although I've never tried it with trick style, so we'll see. So turn the system on, flick the switch. Might have waited too long. See what happens. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there we go. See? We tricked trick style. Good old Acclaim. I must have a very patient wife for all this content. Yeah, you know, she tries to put up with it as much as she can. She's not home tonight, so so that makes it a little bit easier to do a live stream. Although, I mean, she doesn't mind if I live stream when she's home. So I guess I must have played this game already because it already has CGQ in there. Velodrome. Do you have the keyboard? I do not have the keyboard. It'd be fun to have the keyboard to play House of the Dead. But other than that, I don't see why I would want it. Oh, man. Frank's having heart issues. Man, I hope you're going to be okay, Frank. You got to take care of your ticker, man. So, yeah, I hope you get better soon. Thank you, Mike. I got $5 from Mike there. Oh, I heard that clapping, and I was like, what? I thought that was coming from upstairs. We do a live stream with the Sega CD. It's a system you have the most fond memories of as a kid. Yeah, I did one with the Sega CD, and I'm certainly not opposed to doing another one. But I think something actually broke inside of my Sega CD, and because I was talking to Mobius Strip Tech about it, and it's still playable. It's just it makes this noise when the disc is spinning, and he thinks he knows what it is, and he wants me to send it back to him next time I send him a Genesis, or try to fix it myself. But I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, it just kind of sucks because I just sent it to him and got everything else fixed, and then this happened. But it's not like it's anything that he did. Am I getting the Mega SD? I wasn't planning on getting the Mega SD just because I just had my Sega CD fixed, so I didn't really want to buy, because I mean that wasn't cheap, and so I really didn't want to buy a Mega SD. But I mean, we'll see. I might get one eventually. Now, what I think there was things that I had to grab in here. Is that right? I think that's my back away. I just did. It was really expensive. Okay, cool. I'm going to erase this guy. It was really expensive to ship my Sega CD. Mobius to have him fix it. I think I ended up paying like $80 in shipping because, you know, obviously I had to pay. What are we doing here? How am I supposed to get up there? I mean, I don't know the controls of this game either, so. Was I supposed to grind on that thing or something? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling super excited about. That's what I thought. You grind the rails. I'm not feeling super excited about spending another $80 to ship it to him again, especially when I think I can fix it myself. It's more of a time issue. I don't really have the time. Hikaru says he had to buy, your friend had to buy a third 3DO just to finally get one that worked. Yeah, you know, Pete, we'll see you later, man. Thanks for becoming a member and thanks for hanging out. My 3DO broke at one point, but the disk drive inside the 3DO is actually the same drive mechanism as a CD-ROM drive that was pretty popular. Damn it! That was pretty popular, like back at around the same time, and so I ended up just buying like 3 of those drives. How do you grind on this thing? Damn it! It's not that. That. Sorry, we got to figure this out. Time's up again. So anyway, I ended up buying a few of those drives because I had to fix it once already. But you're replacing old parts with just old parts from a different drive. So, Movie Metalhead says Time's Arrow Part 1 and 2 for favorite episode of Next Generation. That's a really good episode. We can practice. That's what we need to do. A retro DOS stream would be fun to see. Yeah, I definitely need to do that. Well, have I done that already? Maybe not. Why are we over here? I want to be over here. I want to find one of those things so I can figure out how to grind on it. Yeah, X-Wing would be a cool live stream for sure. That's one of my all-time favorite games. I kind of want to talk about Let's Stream X-Wing on an episode of Flashback, though. So I don't want to do a live stream with it until after that. Is there nothing to grind on in here? This is the problem with buying loose discs. Wait, I don't have the loose disc. I have the freaking manual right here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did the... B button should grind. All right. Page 13. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that we did the demos. See, it says B button is speed luge. Well, I'll try it again. Oh, we can... I don't really want to do that. How do you get back to... Did I just go over here? Yeah, good. You luge up the rail. I know, I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out how do you do the luging. Why no love for Mortal Kombat? I mean, I've talked about this, I think, before. I don't remember if it was on a live stream or wherever it was. But I just always kind of felt like, you know, Mortal Kombat was kind of like the Call of Duty of fighting games. Or maybe that's not really a good example. I just feel like, to me, the big draw of the Mortal Kombat game, and I'm talking about like Mortal Kombat 1 and maybe even Mortal Kombat 2, is just things like the fatalities and whatnot. Like, I don't think it's a good fighting game, like in terms of gameplay. Like, I don't go anymore, but I used to go to the Bay Area sometimes because there was like this guy over there that had his own private arcade, and they would play like tons of fighting games, but there was not a Mortal Kombat tab in the arcade anywhere because they were playing like Capcom and SNK arcade games, which, you know, right or wrong, is just like, I feel like those are more of like, you know, fighter aficionados fighting games. And Mortal Kombat to me is just sort of like all hat and no cattle. So there's going to be a Top Gun 2. That sounds like a horrible idea. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's going to win the championship again this year without a doubt, which makes me happy. So I don't know. I think some people just hate winners, I guess, is all I can think. I don't really know what to say. It's just like, do you... All right. Oh, do you have to do that? Oh, that's going to be hard. All right, let's try to... See, then the thing is I have to turn around and line it up again, and it's going to say, oh, you're timeout. See, look, it didn't work. It's too bad. This game looks really cool. Maybe if I had more time to run the controls, I would like it, but... Yeah, I'm not saying like Mortal Kombat isn't fun, especially playing it 2-player, but I just don't think it's not the game that the Street Fighter 2 series is. And again, that's just my personal opinion, which obviously a bunch of people really don't like, because it's, you know, obviously I get a lot of trolls on my channel, which, I mean, I don't really care. I actually have it set so that I don't see my comments anymore on my main channel unless I go look at them on purpose. But like, one of the only things on my channel that will really get somebody to like cuss me out is like Mortal Kombat fanboys, which, like, you're not doing yourself any favors as far as see, look, I just ran right over it. I don't get it, man. As far as like bringing me over to your way of thinking, but I guess that's kind of the way we are in this country in general now, right? Like, if you don't agree with me, then you're human garbage, is most people's mindset. I don't even know what I'm doing. Floating in midair. Really, dude? Thank you, Ryan, for taking care of that, but I made it so that they're personally gone. Oh, forearm tattoo, dude. Your daughter Jasmine says hi. Well, hi, Jasmine. You know, be good and listen to your dad. You weren't playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Mortal Kombat 2 at the same time in '93. I mean, I've already told this story like a few times, so I don't want to, you know, really belabor it too much. But, you know, as I've said, when I was in high school, we had like a little snack bar break room or something, and there we had a Street Fighter 2 World Warrior machine literally right next to a Mortal Kombat machine, and it was just no contest. See, what am I supposed to do? Do you have to hit it right when you're on that little tag? I'm not going to keep doing this because there's no way this is entertaining for anybody to watch. Yeah, I don't really know. Would I ever consider a Mega Man stream? So my problem with doing that, I think, would just be that, like, I'm not that great at Mega Man games. Like, Mega Man 2 I'm okay at, but the rest of them just not really. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't do it, but, you know, I always hate it when I don't hate it. I'm uncomfortable playing games poorly on a live stream, I say, as I just got done playing 2 games in a row poorly on a live stream. But I don't know. This, like I said, this is another one I'm going to have to spend some more time with, but so far it looks really cool, but the controls seem kind of crappy. So yeah, I don't like Metal Gear Solid that much either. I would like to like it more. Let's play some Soul Calibur, man. Who doesn't like that one? Soul Calibur is a game that I had back in the day. And, I mean, the only thing I would say is Soul Calibur just seems like it's too easy. Like, I got to the point where I got pretty decent at the game, even though I felt like I was just button mashing, and I would just run through the game every time I played it, which always kind of made me a little bit suspicious, because I'm not really that good at it, so... Oh, wait, hold on.
Namco.
Sorry, I had to turn it up for that part. Is that a good? Mm-hmm. All right. Seems like it's still too quiet, but we'll see. Mitsurugi is always my character of choice, but we can try different ones. So yeah. Would you ever consider an F1 stream? We play F1 games, generally talk about the season. Maybe, maybe not. I don't. You know, I want to do a motorsport stream. I had this whole idea because I have my PS4 down here, and I have my racing wheel. Am I even playing? I feel like I'm not. Oh, I am. All right. What's going on? I have my racing wheel down here, and I want to move it over here so that we could do like a Project Cars live stream one night or something. But I got to move furniture around, and I don't know. I'd still like to. I'd still like to do it, but the thing is, right now I'm trying to get this launch video done, and so the last thing I'm really worried about. Nice. The last thing I'm really worried about is doing something like that. I'll do it at some point down the road, and then maybe on that stream we can talk about F1 or whatever. And I could also play an F1 game. I feel like I'm really out of practice with playing F1 games. So I don't. I feel like I'd have to do some practicing before I'd be willing to do that. But it would be fun. I didn't pick up F1 2019, but I would like to. Walked right into that. Rob, if you're asking me if I ever use arcade sticks, yeah, and I agree with you. I think arcade sticks, I think in general arcade sticks are better. I read something that was talking about like how fast the muscles in your hands can kind of twitch versus your arms. It was kind of making a case for why it's better to use an arcade stick, which, I mean, you should use whatever works better for you, but I like using arcade sticks. Like whenever I'm playing Neo Geo, I don't even use my Neo Geo CD pad for. I only use my Neo Geo CD pad for playing Amiga games, but because I use an arcade stick, and then I have a PlayStation arcade stick, and then as I said, I have the Age Tech stick for the Dreamcast. So, and Berlin says, you like when I do the Zelda multi-part stream? I want to do that again, because as I think I have mentioned, are you just gonna stand there? Corey said he wants to come hang out while I do something like that, and I think the game we were thinking, like, I shouldn't say we, because I'm not talking about Corey, but was thinking about doing like Crystallis or Crystallis or however you want to say that, which I've never played before, so that would be kind of cool. Kind of the same thing with Zelda 2. I had never beaten that game, and so like you guys literally got to watch me beat it for the first time ever. That's funny, I say that like it's a privilege or something, but it was fun for me. It was a privilege for me, let me say that. I don't know if it's kind of cheap. I used to do this a lot when I would play this game back in the day. I was always really into trying to get the person out of the ring. I don't know why. Not because I think it's easier, but just I guess I thought it was funnier. Yeah, I don't know. You're saying if Corey and I co-opt Super C? I guess I'd have to figure out how to do that. I mean, I don't know. Are there must be emulators that have built-in like network two-player play, but I have no idea how to set something like that up. But you know, speaking of me and Corey co-oping something, I guess I didn't. I couldn't mention this, right, because I couldn't say that I was going to Retro World Expo until now. If you watched the latest upload on the My Life in Gaming channel, Mark kind of talked about these upcoming expos, and so he already mentioned this. But you know, if you guys haven't seen that, you don't know this. So the cool thing that's going to happen at Retro World Expo is that Corey and I are together going to do a live magazine read-through. So like one of my episodes of Let's Read, but he and I will be sitting up there doing it together. Now, I doubt there's going to be gameplay footage, although, I mean, if I had a third person set to, you know, do that. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible, but it would be really difficult to do. I will probably end up uploading that to the channel, in which case there's a very good chance that I would edit in the gameplay footage for everybody who's watching it on YouTube after the fact. But doing it live would probably be difficult, and it would probably just be distracting for the audience anyway. So yeah, but it should be a lot of fun. I mean, Corey and I just get along real well. I think we just have kind of good chemistry or whatever. So it should make for an entertaining panel. And it's just a little bit more interesting, I think, than just doing a Q&A panel, although I think I'm going to do that too. So, but we'll see. Ryan says, what other games have you not beaten that you'd like to? There are so many games that I would like to beat. Yeah. Knock it off with your nunchucks. Any of you guys have, like, you remember, like, when we were kids, you could buy, like, the plastic nunchucks, but they had, what are you doing, dude? They had, like, the padding on the actual, like, part that you hit some, I don't know the terminology for nunchuck parts. Tommy says, when is that? Retro World is the last weekend in September. Double check, make sure that I'm right, and that's in Hartford, Connecticut, so that's not too far from you either. So it's kind of unfortunate that the two big expos I'm going to are so close to each other. I mean, not super close, but I'm saying I feel like it'd be better if I went to one and then went to like the Midwest Gaming Classic, or you know, went to like there's one in Austin, Texas that would be cool. That's not cool. But it's just a matter of like I went to, you know, where I was invited. So hopefully, like I said earlier in the stream, hopefully based on the fact that I'm going to those two, hopefully that means that I'll get invited to more. I mean, I can't go to too many. I mean, they're not. These places don't pay for everything, but they give you like a travel stipend to help pay for it. But they also give you a free hotel room, which really helps defray the cost of going. So, you know, it's no problem for me to, you know, use some of the show money to. Man, stop it! Thank goodness. It's no problem for me to use some of the show money to just help pay for the travel expenses, because that way I get to meet more of you guys, which is, you know, I really haven't had the privilege to meet too many CGQ viewers in person. Really, it was just I met one guy here locally, and then I got to go to Vancouver, as I've mentioned, and have like a little meetup there. But and I met somebody when I kind of tagged along to the My Life in Gaming meetup in San Francisco. But other than that, like, I kind of live in my own little bubble over here. So it's going to be cool to do that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I would totally go to Too Many Games or like I said, Midwest Gaming Classic, Portland Retro Gaming Expo would be cool, and that's a lot closer. But I haven't been invited to those, and I don't know. I'm just being stubborn, I guess. But you know, for me, for some reason, I'm like, I wanted to be invited rather than me approaching them, which is, you know, I'd say it's probably like 50-50. Like a lot of these YouTubers are the ones that go to the show organizers and say they want to come, which is totally fine. But for me, it's like it would make me feel like, you know, do people really want me there if I had to ask, which I know is stupid, but you know, but the fact that I got invited to these things is like, now I feel like, okay, they want me there, and so like I feel good about going. So things aren't going as well anymore. This chick is good. See, button mashing only gets you so far. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna continue.
You lose. 9. Battle 1. Fight.
Ooh, right in the face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I thought we had her. Yeah, I'll definitely have to get a Yingling. You feel like I'd have no problem making it to too many games since Cinemassacre's there all the time? I mean, Cinemassacre is kind of in a whole different league than me, so the fact that he's going to be there is really not... has nothing to do with me. I'm gonna... Yeah, I saw that was gonna happen.
Mitsurugi was seriously wounded, but the soul still burns. You 9. Battle 1. Fight.
Boy, she's really good at like stringing combos together. Finally. All right.
Victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win. Battle 2. Fight.
We definitely can, Ryan. Yeah. I mean, I just figured maybe what I'll do. I forgot, Ryan. Which one are you coming to? You're coming to New Jersey, I thought. What I figured maybe I would just do is like Saturday night or something after the show is over. Is just like, you know. I mean, even though I understand Morty going to be at the show, so anybody who wants to meet me can. But I just figured maybe Saturday night, like you know, I could do like what I did in Vancouver. Like we'll go to a bar, and anybody that wants to come hang out and have a drink can come as well. And for sure, Tommy, yeah. You drink though, Tommy? That's chocolate milk, isn't it, in your little picture there? Oh, good. All right, this is the boss battle. When's the next holiday CGQ? I don't know. I really wish that I had done it for the 4th of July, and I didn't. So I don't know what holidays are really coming up. I mean, I'm not going to do a Veterans Day one or something because I don't have any like... I don't have any like Veterans Day specific memories, but and then I already did. Well, I did Halloween. I remember I did Christmas. Have I done Thanksgiving? I don't remember. If I haven't done Thanksgiving, I should do that this year. Back to school CGQ. Yeah, I have plenty of things I could say about back to. I was at Target just the other day, and they were already getting set up for back to school, which you know. I don't approve of that, as I've already discussed. Oh, damn it. I didn't know that was going to happen. We're not doing well. Got him. All right. See, I feel like the boss in this game is kind of anticlimactic. Like, that chick was way harder. Go to Chuck E. Cheese. Don't they have some rule at Chuck E. Cheese that you can't go there without a kid? That's what I heard. But is Chuck E. Cheese even cool anymore? That's Guinness? Man, I love you. I haven't had a Guinness in a long time. Alright, you guys want to watch the ending here? Now Natalie wants a shout out too. Hello, Natalie. Hopefully it's not past your bedtime there. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool that people are showing my show to their kids. I think that's awesome. So yeah. Mind your father, Natalie. It's cool if you like animatronics. Yeah, I thought the animatronic dudes at Chuck E. Like, you know, Chuck E. Well, who is that? The band in the pizza room at Chuck E. Cheese. I always thought those were cool, but some people think that they're creepy. So I don't know. I mean, that's valid, but I never thought they were creepy. SK says you'll meet me at Top Golf. I've never been to Top Golf, but I'm going to be at the SAC Gamers Expo, so you should come to that. SK. It's funny, I thought about doing like a meetup thing in Sacramento, like meeting at like a barcade or something, but I just figured this is not a big enough area, and like who here would even come to that? But I have no idea. Friday night at Freddy's, I don't know what that means. Chuck E. Cheese is a germ factory, I believe that. Oh, Five Nights. Yeah, wasn't Five Nights at Freddy's, like, didn't that used to be like really popular? Do we want to keep playing Soul Calibur, or do we want to move on to something else? Yeah, LA area would be cool, man. Pizza sounds good, right? Like SK. Where's the gaming expo? It's in Sacramento at I think it's at the Scottish Rite Center. It's just look up SAC like SAC for Sacramento, SAC Gamers Expo. It's in early December. And yeah, it's just here in Sac, so it's actually closer for you. It's closer than the Top Golf. So, all right, people were saying something else, which I kind of agree. So, and yeah, actually, so I guess now if you guys want to play some Sonic the Hedgehog, we can. I'm not super good at Sonic Adventure, but that doesn't mean we can't play it. We should. I need to get good anyway, right? Of course, at the bottom of the pile. A weed bar. Yeah, I'm not going to meet at a weed bar. Here, you guys want to... I'll give you an up close and personal listen to the sound of the system turning on. I can't get that close, I guess, but... I don't know. Could you guys even hear that? I thought it would be cool. Maybe it's stupid. Which one of your launch videos has been your favorite? I think it has the least number of views, but I really like the Sega Master System launch episode. I had so much fun making that one. I'll tell you already, it's going to be a really good episode, so don't take this the wrong way. But I think this Dreamcast launch episode has been my least favorite to make. Just because it's been so hard to write. So I'm sure that when it comes out, I'll be very proud of it. But the story of the Dreamcast is really not a simple story to tell. And so I'm having a hard time figuring out how to tell the story in a way that is entertaining to watch. So, but we'll get there. But I've actually kind of gotten to a point where I'm taking a break from doing the first half of the video. And now I'm just doing the video game reviews. So but like I said, I don't want to sound negative. It's gonna be a good video. I wouldn't have it any other way. So Ryan says you'd hang out in Bithead's shed. I would love to be hanging out in the background in Bithead's shed while he's making a video. Just so I can like interject things every once in a while, which I understand that would like ruin the show. But it would be fun. And Pytor 007, you like the SMS launch episode. The crossover is great. That's how I felt. I liked having the guests on the show, but some people didn't care for it. I get a lot of troll comments on the Master System launch video because people want to make fun of Eric's English, which really kind of angers me. So, I mean, he put himself out there, as a non-native speaker to be a guest on an American episode, and I just think he did an awesome job. And so when people just want to like take shots at him, that's kind of like an insta ban thing at this point. Like I used to not do that, but now if somebody wants to say like, oh, this Brazilian guy can't speak English, ban.
Select a memory card.
Why do you need the memory card? Is there even any room on this memory card?
Select
Oh,
a
that's kind of
file.
cool. Sometimes you forget to look down at the VMU and see what artwork it shows for each game, but that's pretty cool. So, so I don't know if you saw. Did you watch the YouTube videos from Archipel? Not yet, but I have like a I have a tab open on my desktop computer upstairs with those videos because I need to watch them. I don't want to do that because I already started the game. Do we want to start a new game, or does it matter? We should start a new game, right? Yeah. Yeah, I like the Genesis and 89 type videos as well. Those are a lot of fun to make. So I would like to make another one
Select a character.
at some point, but
Let's get him.
but I think actually after the Dreamcast launch video, I'm going to go straight into working on another launch video. So at least that's my current plan is, you know, I've sort of set this deadline that I want the Dreamcast launch video out, I would say by late August at the latest, hopefully sooner than that. And then I want to have a launch of the Nintendo Entertainment System video out before Thanksgiving. But we'll see how that goes. That's the current plan. So I need to have deadlines. I can't get anything done without deadlines. Yeah, Clay. No, I haven't done the NES yet, which is kind of weird. Like you would think I would have done that one a long time ago, but I'm glad that I didn't. So, and yeah, Ryan's coming with the Discord link again. I appreciate that. Speaking of which, somebody's adding me in the Discord, so you guys watch this intro thing, and I'm gonna check that real quick. Oh, I see. French benefits. I don't know what that means, but okay.
You are completely surrounded. Surrender yourself.
Not really sure how I feel about the voice acting in this game. Somebody else can have an opinion if they want.
Lock on target, men. Ready? Fire!
Forgot to eat before the stream tonight. That's not cool. I came home and I was like falling asleep.
Oh no!
Yeah, Derek, I saw. I'll watch it later.
All personnel, fall
I was like falling asleep at work, and so when I came home and I like chugged 2 cappuccinos just to wake me back up. But I forgot to eat before the stream. So JK Software says then people can bother you about why Super Mario Brothers is not on the NES launch video. Yeah, I already know that I'm gonna get people like, "What, Super Mario Brothers?" Like it's not launched. I'm gonna have to mention it in the video. I think like I'm gonna have to say, you know, contrary to popular belief, blah blah blah. Super Mario Brothers was not a launch game. Oh gosh darn it! This game looks great in 480p. There we go.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Easy as pie. Yeah, Ryan, I chug coffee all day too, which is kind of a problem. So, like I'll have like 3. All right, I'll see you later, Pytor. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the good conversation.
Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
Yeah, I'll drink like 3 shots of espresso. I just have like one of those Nespresso machines. It's not anything fancy, but I'll drink 2 or 3 shots of that in the morning before I leave, and then I usually have like 1 or 2 coffees during the day at work with coworkers and whatnot, and then I'll come home and have a couple more Nespressos. So
You know nothing, fools.
it's probably too much, but
The god of
I just like it.
destruction.
Yeah, Rob, I thought so too. I always assumed that Super Mario Brothers was a launch game. I think most people did, because I remember, you know, Frank Cifaldi at one point a while ago wrote that article, sort of saying like Super Mario Brothers is not a launch title, because for a long time we didn't really know that it wasn't. You know, the NES really had a weird launch, right? And that it had like multiple test launches before the actual launch, so it's not a system that had like a hard launch date.
What? Tails? Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
No, I guess the voice acting's not that bad.
Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Is there anything to do over here? I forgot before I just head down to the beach. No. There's a pool, dude. All right. Who did that research, Mike? Because I can't remember when because I did some research on that too, but not... Because it's the same thing, like... Super Mario Brothers may have been available in certain markets, maybe like you say, like maybe in January. I thought it came out more like late spring, early summer of '86, but like I said, it may just depend on where. But one thing we know for sure is that it was not a launch title. Really, dude? Well, I don't know about pinball, but RC Pro-Am's a good one. It's funny, this is a game that I actually already recorded some gameplay footage for, but I think I recorded it like 9 months ago or something. So, I would say I'm rusty at this game, but I feel like to say that I'm rusty is suggesting that I was ever good. But that's kind of why I don't like that you're like trying to steer to grab the rings, you know. But I mean, that's not really a good reason not to like the game. Should I just jump this way and hope it works out? But it certainly looks good. I just I've never been a fan really of 3D platformers, but maybe this is just the kind of deal where you practice and maybe you get better at it. Okay, let's go. Oh, I don't have it down here. Hey, if anybody, I'm saying this because there's like 180 people watching or whatever, but if anybody out there is really into road cycling, well, I mean, actually, I'll take that back. Cycling, period. Road cycling, mountain biking, to the point where you wear cycling jerseys. And you wear about a men's size medium cycling jersey. So you have to be someone who's sort of on the smaller side. Speak up, because I have this jersey that's brand new that doesn't fit me and I can't return it. And it's a pretty sweet jersey. It's like an old throwback jersey. And I would be more than happy to give it to somebody. Give it a good home, because it's not worth selling, but so yeah, like if that actually applies to anybody, I'll run upstairs and grab it. But I don't know if anybody who watches this is really, I know cycling's not the most popular sport out there. I mean, a lot of people like to go bike riding, right? But then then you don't want to wear like the spandex or something because you think it's stupid. And then Ryan, I saw your question there. Did I pick the poster winners yet? No, actually, I kind of forgot about that. But we didn't really get that many people asking about. It was something like maybe 11 or 12 total emails for the posters. So what I was thinking about doing instead of what I said on the stream is I think you gave me something like 10 posters, and I have a whole box full of posters, and I'm sure I've got some doubles in there. And so what I was thinking about doing is just sending a poster to everybody who sent me an email. I'm not going to bother trying to get all the coins. This is boring. Let's just go. So yeah, I don't know what else I have to say about the poster thing. Oh, no. What did I just do?
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
Sorry, I'll check the chat in a minute. I'm just trying to get to the end of the stage. Which is pretty long. Well, I'll check the chat while he's chatting with Tails there. Is it a signed CGQ jersey? No, it's an old Team 711 jersey. Did they charge me? Yeah, they charged me, but I bought it from out of the country, so it's just I don't want to. I don't think they're gonna let me return it anyway. So Cullen says, "I'll take the jersey if no one else is interested." Well, will it fit you? And do you ride a bike? Don't just take it just to take it. But if you want to take it, I'd like to see it go to a good home. So. Oh, Cullen, you're an avid cyclist. Well, yeah, if you're an avid cyclist, if you wear a size medium, this is an old, like, 80s 7... it's a reproduction, though, but it's really nice quality. It's an old Team 711 jersey. So if you want it, just shoot me an email at cgquarterly@gmail.com, and as long as you're not outside of the United States and you think it'll fit you, it's yours. Jerry Cox says, "What kind of bike do you like?" I mean, I only do road cycling, so I like road bikes. I ride a Pinarello that I built, but my dream bike is actually a Colnago, so I've been keeping an eye out for a Colnago frame, but it's probably always going to be more than I'm willing to pay. And Colin, to answer your question there, actually, I've been getting up every morning and watching the tour, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's stage. So yeah. Okay, I'm all caught up. Okay. Get out of here. Well, that was easy. Yeah, Jerry, I mean, it's pretty nice. I actually got, so I had a Specialized road bike, and the frame cracked just because it was old and maybe it wasn't that great of a frame. And
This is the Chow Garden.
and so I didn't want to buy a whole new bike, and so I was just looking out on Craigslist for a frame, and somebody was selling a Pinarello frame for not very much money. Probably most people would not have any reason to know this, but Pinarello frames lose their the decals come off really easily, and so this one, like, the decals were peeling off, but I didn't really care, so I got the frame for something like $250, and I had to buy a couple of parts that were incompatible with an Italian frame, but I bought those and was able to transfer the vast majority of my parts from the old bike to the new bike. Does my Pinarello have a wavy fork and seat stay? No, just straight. It's a Pinarello Galileo aluminum frame. It's really nothing that fancy. What did you guys pre-order that you're wondering if you got charged? The TurboGrafx 16 Mini or where am I going now? I pre-ordered mine, but honestly, I haven't even looked to see if I got charged. I thought Amazon doesn't charge you until they actually ship your stuff, right? Hey. Forgot where I'm supposed to go here. I guess not that way. Go in here? No. If anybody knows where I'm supposed to go, you can definitely feel free to tell me, because off the top of my head, I don't remember. What's in here? Secret area. Well, not that cool of a secret area. So when did it come out that Yuzo Koshiro was going to be one of the people doing the soundtrack for Streets of Rage 4? Like, I tweeted about this the other day. Is it in here, or is that where I came from? I feel like that should have been a bigger deal, but it seems like it wasn't something anybody was even talking about. Isn't this where I came from? Pretty sure. Don't I have to go to a train station, isn't that right? What's all this? Oh, I don't care about that. But yeah, it's going to be Yuzo Koshiro and some other dudes doing the soundtrack together, which I thought was pretty exciting. But hold on, see what this glowing orb has to say. But so, like I said, that's just when I found out, and it just made me think that, like, is this old news and I just now found out about it or something?
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
I just would have expected, I guess, for my Twitter feed to be full of people talking about that. Because I remember when the game got announced, that's what everybody was saying, was like, you know, I'm not buying it if Yuzo Koshiro is not doing the soundtrack. And then it turns out that he's at least involved with it and doing some of it. And then nobody was saying anything, so... Hey, Jimmy Spades. Thanks for the 5 spot. And I would like to stream more often. I just, like, right now, you know, I'm all about trying to get this Dreamcast episode done, and so it's kind of limiting the number of streams that I do. But I do really enjoy doing the streams, so I would like to make it a more regular thing. And it's kind of funny. Like, I noticed that, you know, if you go look. Can you, like, talk to these people? Oh, here we go. The live streams plus their archive gets as many views as, like, an episode of Flashback. So, and it's probably not the same group of people, but like, one thing is not more popular than the other. You know, because you would assume, well, maybe you wouldn't assume, but I would assume that you know, because to me, like, the Flashback episodes are sort of like the hallmark of this channel, but for whatever reason, the live streams are pretty popular. So
If it isn't Sonic!
this guy's problem.
It's a giant talking egg.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans! And now I'm gonna put them to work!
All right, does anybody care if I talk over this? Razor Ramon saying a lot of people are still upset about the new graphic style. You know, initially I was kind of, like, not happy about it, but the more I thought about it, you know, I kind of don't like it that much when all these new games come out that are trying to have, like, old style graphics, because it's kind of fake. Like, it's not really 240p or whatever. It's not a matter of, like, oh, well, we're limited by what the console can do. It's like you're just trying to have it look retro. And so I think it's almost better, like, to not do that, you know? And, like, I think what Streets of Rage 4 is going to be, like, cell shaded, I guess. So, I mean, we'll see what it looks like when it comes out, but from what I've seen so far, like, I really don't have a problem with the way that it looks. Alright, we gotta figure out how to deal with this guy now.
All systems, full power. Ah!
Oh, there we go. We have to wait until he does that? Just a matter of dodging him until he... Oh.
All systems, full power. Ah! He's not gonna get away with this.
Oh, but I am.
All systems, full power. Ah!
Is that it? I would think. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'll play with
That
you
was easy.
some other time.
Oop, sorry. Man, I'm hungry. So it's 8:15 already, so I think maybe this is going to be the last game that we play. I wanted to play Expendable though too, but I'm just really hungry. I haven't eaten anything. Anybody want to watch me eat? I don't even know what I would eat.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh my god, I would love a Hawaiian pizza right now.
Come on, Chaos. Time to eat.
Chaos?
What does that even mean? Is the game audio okay? It seems like it's a little bit loud,
Isn't that
but
the
as
same
long as you
monster I
guys
saw
like
the
it,
other day?
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, when did Hawaiian pizza become so like divisive? You know, like when I was growing up, I never heard anybody like. Some people might say like, "Oh yeah, I don't really care for Hawaiian pizza," and that's fine. But now it's like you get these people that get like so passionate about it, like pineapple on a pizza is disgusting. It's like, okay, like don't eat it then. Like you have to be a freaking drama queen about it.
Station Square. And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all.
All right, guy.
Come on, Chaos. Let's find another emerald, shall we?
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails.
Without more
Yeah, it's like the no fruit and beer people. Now, I generally don't put fruit in my beer unless it's like a Corona, but I don't care if somebody else does it. Like, mind your own business, you know? Now where am I going? Up there, probably. Pickles on pizza. Now, I've never tried that. Oh, I fell off. How do we get back up there? Oh, here we go. I've never tried pickles on pizza, but I would. I mean, because you can put, like, pepperoncini peppers on a pizza, and all that is a pickled pepper. I don't know if Peter Piper picked a peck of them or anything, but... So why wouldn't any other pickle be good on a pizza, you know? I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going right now. Probably not that way. Salami would be good on a pizza. Oh, do I just go in here, maybe? Is that a door? What is this? What's this? I have no idea what we're doing. Stop it. How did I pick this up? Yeah, I've never tried, oh, what did I just do? I've never tried anchovies on a pizza, but I would. It's just kind of never come up, you know? Oh, there we go. The design, well, what is the design? Let's take this with us. What's going on with this thing? If anybody knows what I'm supposed to do, I will not be offended if you tell me. Corn on a pizza? I'd try it. You know, lately, I don't even like to admit this, but lately my wife and I have been making, and I'm glad that Mike McFly is actually here to hear me say this, but we've been eating popcorn for dinner. I've been making like actual stovetop popcorn, you know, in a pot and everything. And we've been using the wooden bowls that Mike sent us to eat it. All right, Colin, I understand. Yeah, Frankie, yeah, just popcorn, man. But I got some coconut oil because that makes really good popcorn. And I just cook. It's just, you know, coconut oil and salt and popcorn. And you know, you make your own popcorn with coconut oil on the stovetop, and it's just like getting popcorn at the movie theater. Somebody says I have to put this on in a cave. Put the jewel in the building. Okay, that's what I did. So just like let it drop here. Coconut oil is not MCT. I don't know what MCT is, to be honest with you, but it's not. It ain't coconut oil. All right, Kevin, I put the jewel in the building, so now what happens? Can I get up there? Get out of there. Wish you could move the camera around. Oh, you can. There you go. Oh, do you have to, like... Can you go up over here? Yeah, I know. Cooking with CGQ. Jewel has to go to a cave where... Oh, that's what I thought. Somebody said to put it in the building, but... That's what I thought, is we had to take it to a cave. So let's go find a cave, I guess. Oh boy, where did Jewel go? I lost it. Seriously, where'd the freaking Jewel go? Oh my god, I would love some Pop-Tarts. Oh, it's back here. Alright. Alright. So we gotta go find a cave. So I don't think it's up here. So... Oh, hey, thanks, Colin. You didn't have to do that, especially since you didn't take the jersey, you know? The card says right in front of you. Right in front of you where? You butter your Pop-Tarts? Like, what flavor of Pop-Tart? I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to buttering a Pop-Tart, but what kind of Pop-Tart are we talking about? Oh, you know, I got, here's a question. For Pop-Tarts, do you guys prefer them frosted or, like, just dry? Frosted? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maple and brown sugar, that's a good one.
Station Square will be departing soon.
No, I'm not going to Station Square. Down here. Maple and brown sugar is definitely a good Pop-Tart. I like the frosted blueberry. I like the unfrosted cherry. Up here maybe? Oop. You can't go in here though, right? You can't say the word slut anymore? Sorry, Josh, your comment got temporarily quarantined because you said the word slut. Which I don't really see what the big deal is with saying that one, but oh, well, I think we can safely say that this is the spot. Jump into this maybe? Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't the best TV ever, but Jerry's wife promised Salisbury steak and didn't make it. You know, isn't that something I normally say, Jerry, but you know, sometimes you got to kind of lay down the law, and I think this is one of those times. Something to think about. Hey, stop it. What are you doing? I didn't even see that guy.
The wind is making an invisible path. Don't be afraid.
Oh,
Go
I'm
through
not.
the gate.
Go get a Swanson's TV dinner Salisbury steak. That's no substitute. I mean, those are good, don't get me wrong, but that's not homemade. No. How was I supposed to know what to do there? Toaster strudel. I'm gonna have to. Someday, we're gonna talk about toaster strudel on an episode of Flashback, but that's not going to be for a long time. McRibs are overrated in my opinion. They're not horrible, but I don't understand why people get so excited about those. Oh, Crowbird agrees with me. They're overrated, right? You know, the thing is, when I was in high school, I talked about this before, but like when I was in high school, like there was like at the cafeteria, because I always ate cafeteria food in high school. The food really sucked, like compared to when I was in elementary school and junior high. And I don't know what that is that I just got, but okay. And you could get like this really bad like submarine sandwich that really wasn't even a submarine sandwich, and there was this fried chicken sandwich that was like super nasty, and then you could get this thing that they called a ribicue, which was literally just a McRib, but it didn't have the onions on it. Like, I mean, who really cares? At least in my opinion. What's going on here? Oh, all right, we're leaving. And so on, and I didn't have a ribicue. Head straight up. You should be able to get it. All right, we'll see what I can do. I didn't have a ribicue until like I would say less than 10 years ago. But you know, I had eaten these, or I didn't get a McRib rather until like less than 10 years ago. But
on panel number 1. It will take
I know
you
how
to
it
panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel, or else you'll fall.
Sorry, I'm trying to like talk and listen to this lady. I'd eaten a lot of these ribicues when I was in high school, and I didn't have a ribicue a McRib at McDonald's until like 10 years ago. And honestly, like, as bad as I think the food was at my high school, I thought that the ribicue that I got was certainly no worse and probably a little bit better than McRib. Oh, at Derek's high school, it's called a Mr. Rib. Kind of like that. Chili cheese Fritos and mandarin orange slice. That's an important distinction. The Dreamcast launch needs a new Tommy Lasorda baseball. That would have been cool. Ham and green beans. That sounds good. I'm so hungry right now that anything sounds good, though. Oh, hey Shane, what's up, man? Have you tried Italian poutine yet? I'm not really sure what that is. So, but it sounds good anyway. Like, I don't know what could possibly be on that wouldn't be good. I really like the graphics in this level, I gotta say. Those clouds look awesome. Whatever this track thing we're on looks awesome. See, this is what I'm talking about. This game's already grown on me now. Wow. All right then. And hey, today's Thursday. That's pretty cool, because that means tomorrow's Friday. And I only have to go to work tomorrow for a little while. Those clouds look awesome. What is this? Did I not get up that one? What is this green thing? You know what that green thing is? Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. I can go upstairs and get a handful of almonds, but I'm not going to make you guys sit here and listen to me chomping on almonds on the microphone right in my face. That sounds terrible. Oh boy, we're going to die right now? Nope, not yet. Ooh.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. See what did I miss over here? Sloppy Joe. Oh my god, a Sloppy Joe sounds so good. I don't know what a nutty bar is, but I'd eat one. Oh, Shane says it's poutine with meat sauce instead of gravy. Yes, please. You used to put ketchup on the rectangle school pizza. Honestly, ketchup is probably what was under the cheese on those rectangle school pizzas. So, yeah, I could eat some poutine too. Pot pie, that sounds pretty good. Poutine with chicken fingers instead of fries. I'd eat that. Remy says, do you play PS4 or Xbox One? Yeah, I have a PS4, but I really only use it for driving games. So, Mr. Fine Item says, ever go to the Boston area? I've never been to Boston, but I would like to go. I have family near Boston that I would like to go visit. Nutty Bar's a Little Debbie stack. We don't really get Little Debbie snacks out here too much. Well, all right. Man, you seem hungry. I am. I'm so hungry right now. I'm getting like a hunger headache. If I could think of something I could run upstairs and eat real quick, I would. But no, because then I'm afraid I'm gonna get food like stuck in my teeth or something, you know, like while I'm doing the live stream, and like that's not a good look. All right, I'm back where I started now. Where am I supposed to go? Back the way I came. What do you think? Do I get back on the... Where did I end up? You think I get back on the train now and head back into town, or what? How did I accidentally end up down here? What's over here? Oh. Okay, now what? Seriously, how do I get out of here now that I accidentally fell in here? I feel like I'm stuck. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't. You know. Now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And we've been streaming now for over 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna take. Oh boy, I don't know how to say your name. Luca Kutu. I don't even want to say that. But yeah, it is time to go eat. So I don't have to leave right this second though. If anybody has any other, well, here I'll switch the view back. If anybody has any other issues they'd like to bring up, or things they want to talk about, then we can. Yeah, I'll probably have a beer too. I think I still have some beer in the fridge. I'm probably not going to buy any more though. I still got some beer in the fridge, but at some point we got to knock it back off with the beer. So, Abe Vagoda. Well, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that you enjoyed the stream. I had a lot of fun too. So, totally worth it. As I suspected, I didn't take any notes at all because I was having too much fun playing games and talking to you guys. Ryan, you haven't had a beer in 2 weeks. That's good, man. It makes you feel better. You know, nothing wrong with taking a break. You know, who do I contact about a refund for CGQ Platinum? I don't know. I don't know what that means, but send me an email or something. Oh, Utz Old Bay seasoning chips. Yeah, Utz makes good quality chips, dude. Yeah. You haven't had a beer ever? You should try one, man. Oh, Tommy, you bought your ticket for AVGC. That's awesome. See? So now I can say that by virtue of the fact that I'm going to be there, I sold at least one ticket. Rob says, "Hey Chris, thanks for checking out my SoundCloud." Yeah, man, thanks for sharing it with me. I appreciate that. So yeah, all right. So sorry, Trick Style. I got to figure out about Trick Style. Yeah, Aaron, I knew you were kidding. I guess I just didn't know how to. I didn't know how to play off of your joke there. So sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, I got to figure out Trick Style. Trick Style looks like a really cool game, so I want to figure out how to play it. I probably just, you know, what I usually do for stuff like that is I'll just watch like a gameplay, like a no commentary gameplay video on YouTube, and that usually helps me to figure it out. So I'm looking forward to recording the footage for all these games. And see, you see how good it looked with the 480p, and that's why I didn't want to unhook anything because it took me a while to figure out how to get everything looking nice, and so I just didn't want to screw it up. So yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for the stream. I can't believe I streamed for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I got to say honestly that it really flew by. That didn't feel like almost 3 hours. So, yeah, hey, what's up, guys? It's funny because I know I do that sometimes, too. Like, hey, what's up, guys? It's, like, hard to not it's hard to not say that because it's like you don't know what to say when the camera starts rolling. You know, hey, what's up, guys? See ya, Drubo. And yeah, thanks to you guys who enjoyed the stream. I'm glad that you hung out. So hopefully the party will continue in the Discord. So go check that out. No promises on the next episode of Flashback, and no promises on that. No promises on the next live stream. Well, I'm not saying it won't be soon. And I don't know when the Dreamcast launch episode is going to be out, but I'm trying to get it done. That's all I can say. I really want to get it done. So I'm motivated. So that's good. Sorry you missed most of it, Eric's, but you can go back and watch it from the beginning. So, and the archive will be up soon anyway, so you can always catch it that way. So you guys all have a good night, and thank you so much for hanging out. And yeah, anybody that wants to keep talking, just go into the Discord. I have it on my phone and my iPad and my computer. So yeah, anyway, all right. See you guys again soon. I'm going to go eat. Thanks for hanging out. Everybody take care.